What's up, guys? It's Brendan. I'm back with another video. It's a little different this time around. I wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about just my fitness journey and just this year in general and everything that's been going on in my life and like where I'm at and why I started, doing YouTube videos, working out consistently, eating better. And so, yeah, so to get right into it, 2020, we all know it's been a crazy year with, coronavirus and whatever else, that has gone on in this year. It's so over my head now that we're winding down. I'm just kind of like, completely over it, and I'm sure we're all over it too. But yeah, so I was working in healthcare, and everything in an assisted living / memory care home. So I dealt with a lot of challenges when Corona hit, and it really hit me hard. It became really depressing, and I was seeing people around me, getting sick, for one, and there was so much negativity. There was so much work. People just like up and quitting because, they didn't want to get the virus. But I'm such a compassionate, outgoing, just want to be there for other people. So I pushed myself and I worked and I worked and I worked, and I was just stressing myself out, more and more and more. And, I just ended up like, eventually just crashing. During this and everything, I wasn't working out. I had worked out in 2019, like summer into like fall, but I fell off the bandwagon. And I was drinking a lot, because, I was in an environment that was very like depressing and brought me down. And so I guess you could say I was drinking to, not think about all that stuff and kind of like hide of like what was really going on. I guess you could say I wasn't like happy with myself, maybe the environment that I was in. Again, it all comes back to it being depressing. So yeah, that was such a huge challenge. And I think, what ended up happening, which, I don't want to like speak so religiously, but like could be a God thing. But I was just, put in a position where I went too much, and it actually put me in the hospital a couple of times. It was kind of more like a wake-up call, and there were some things that I was, told that I didn't want to believe. I told myself, oh no, like that's not me, there's no way. And I wanted to run from it. I wanted to hide from it. I just didn't want to, accept it. Long story short, I was told that I have anxiety. I'm 24 years old. I never experienced anxiety in my life before. I never experienced like just really anything. I never had to take medications. I've never been depressed. I've always been like the person that just goes. And everything kind of just came like crashing in, and I just like I hit rock bottom like super hard. And there was a moment like April 2020, May, where I was just like in a really dark spot. I was really depressed. I felt like crap. Literally, I didn't want to do anything. I remember I took like a month, maybe even more than a month off of work, just because I couldn't focus mentally and physically. I remember going to like doctor's offices like constantly. I never gone to doctor's offices like so much in my life, like beforehand. Like even when I was living in Utah for 5 years, I barely went to the doctor's office myself. Like I was barely sick. And if I was sick, it was like a cold, you know? So like that was hard for me, like just to even get myself to go to the doctor's office. I don't know if it's a pride thing, which sounds so weird because it's like a doctor's there to help you. And again, like that goes back to like me not accepting what was going on in my life, and that, you know, it really can happen to anybody. And I guess I didn't want to feel like weak. I didn't want to feel like I had hit, you know, a rock bottom moment, like a low point in my life. You know, I thought everything was going good, or at least like, you know, there's moments in your life where you hit a roadblock, but you get past that. I don't know, for some reason this I didn't think that I was gonna get past it. I got in a mindset that I was like, this is like what life is punishing me. I don't know, you know, like I don't know, it's just weird. Like in my head, like I just kept thinking of all these things. You know, even when my family would try to be there for me and try to talk to me, you know, they didn't really know, you know, they just don't know. And they were trying to be like, well, just talk to me, you know, like I'm here for you. And like honestly, I would get frustrated, like, because like I would hear it all the time, and it just got annoying, and I got tired of like, you know, talking about it, because I wasn't feeling better. Yes, sorry. So eventually, you know, I was just, you know, kept going to doctor's offices, and, you know, my doctor was like, I was trying out different medications and everything, and man, medications made me feel even worse sometimes. I was like, well, this is just dumb. You know, I had people telling me like, oh, don't take medications, it's just gonna make you worse. Like, you know, figure it out, like if it was like therapy or whatever, you know. Now during this time, I still wasn't working out. I still wasn't being physically active. Like I didn't even think I could do anything. I could barely even leave my house. Like my social anxiety like took control over me, and like I couldn't even be in a social environment. Like me, I'm a social butterfly. Like I said before, like I'm outgoing. Like I love being around people. I love talking. I love just meeting people, and it like totally went a whole 360 on me and switched like the script. And like I just could not, like I would get like so tense inside and like sweaty, and like I just felt really uncomfortable in my body. Yeah, so I just I literally could not go out. It sucked. Like I was like, why? Like I just literally, that was the question. Why? Um, I think that, you know, I was like a month in after knowing like what they had told me, and they gave me a few things. I was nervous. I remember like I would stay up at night, um, researching like all the medications. Like I wanted to know like what it did, like what I was gonna feel like, you know, what I should be concerned or like look out for. And I remember I just constantly do that, and it would make my like anxiety even worse. I would, you know, have moments at night where I would just be like freaking out. Like I would think that like I'm gonna like die or something. Um, yeah, I can't tell you how many times I texted my mom, or I called my mom in the middle of the night. And I was like, yo, mom, like I don't feel right, you know, like this is just not right, you know. Um, it was challenging, you know, and I'm not a very like sensitive person. Like it's hard for me to like cry and everything. Like so I never got to that point, but I just got to the point where like I was like at a blank place in my mind and my life. Like I would just sit there and I just didn't have anything to say. I didn't even have anything to like think about. Like I wasn't thinking about anything. Like it was kind of like being a ghost but being alive at the same time. So with that being said, you know, I don't know like what it was exactly, but I got tired. I just got tired of feeling this way. And like I was raised in the church growing up. I've had my, you know, time where I've, you know, stepped away for a while. But you know, I kind of just like prayed a little bit. You know, I was just like kind of just asked God, like, you know, why is this going on? Like, what is it that, I am being challenged with? Like, what is it that you're trying to show me? If there's something that you need to show me, show me, whatever it may be. And, I did that a couple times, and I didn't think any different. I didn't feel any different. I got a journal. I started writing down like things, I guess, just throughout my day, like what bothered me. I wrote down what I ate, how that made me feel. I remember there was a time where there were certain things that I didn't think I could eat because I felt worse. Like, that was so weird for me. I was losing weight. I mean, I'm about almost 6 foot, 24 years old. I was weighing like 134 pounds. Like, yikes. Yeah, I was just not good. I was just not good in my body. I was just not good in anything. So I think it was just one day I was at the doctor's office, and I had gone back to work and everything, and I was taking some medications. I wasn't taking all of them, but I was working through work, and that was challenging. I had told my boss, most of my coworkers, what I was kind of going through, and that, because they had known that I was gone for a while, and a lot of them were kind of concerned, and they wanted to know what was going on, and so they kind of made it easy on me. I had people that would check on me and be like, "Are you doing okay?" And yeah, it was challenging. There was moments where I was really lightheaded. I felt like I was gonna pass out. Like, my heart was racing. Like, work was just overwhelming. I was always tired. My train of thought, like, I would get mad headaches. Trying to think about work. Like, I was in healthcare. I did a lot of paperwork. I did a lot of computer stuff. I did a lot of like answering phone calls, like doctors' offices, like, appointments, talking to doctors, talking to nurses, like, just dealing with like pretty serious stuff, like dealing with medical stuff, like, medication and all that. It was just so stressful, especially with what I was dealing with and how I was feeling. And it just got to a point where I was just like, I just could not do it. And I told my doctor, it's just not getting better. Like, work is just making it worse. I told him my schedule, and, he, tried telling me that I needed a better schedule. And I tried talking to my bosses, and they wouldn't allow it. And that was more frustrating. And my doctor was like, "Oh, I'll give you more time off work, but you have to be taking your medication." And I was like, okay, and I finally like told myself, what, Brendan, just like take it. I have sisters that have gone through similar things, and I tried talking to them about it and like how they felt about it. And they told me if my doctor's, telling me to do it, then I just gotta do it. And I just had to tell myself, like, it's not the end of the world, it's a temporary thing. I'm gonna get through it, I shouldn't feel embarrassed, whatever it may be, I don't know what it was, but so I finally buckled down. I started taking it. It was challenging for a while because I didn't think that it was working. I wanted it to be like instant. We all want that. We all want that, something that's gonna like end up being the next day. How people always say like, "Oh, I want to wake up and be rich." Like, you see all these money things where it's like, "Oh, invest in this or do this, and you're gonna make, hundreds, thousands of dollars, whatever it may be." Like, that's a bunch of baloney. That's not gonna happen. Money doesn't just grow on trees. Same with medication. It takes time. It takes time for your body to adapt. It's like putting stuff inside you that you're not used to, and you're like alternating things, and you just have to adapt to it. So it was a challenge. I switched it up a bunch of times. It definitely was frustrating and everything. I started working out a little bit. It was more kind of just like at home, and it was like little things here and there. Like, my fatigue was very, very low. I didn't, have a whole lot of like energy and like stuff I could do. I was still kind of nervous. And then, I finally like made that step to just go to the gym. I was like, I just gotta do it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. At least I tried. And so I remember I had finally gone back to the gym, and it was hard. I have been working out throughout my life, and I never experienced, this type of workout before. And it was interesting. I kind of felt like, I didn't do very well. But I told myself, it's a learning progress. Um, so, but I felt good, I felt good because I did get through it, even if it wasn't my best or whatever it was. Like I was just glad that I went there and I did it. Um, so yeah, I told myself, I got to do this, and I went with my best friend and my brother and everything. And I told him, yeah, I'm going to start coming and stuff. And so I made it a regular, priority to, go, no matter how I was feeling. And there's been days in the week that I have felt like crap, like literally felt like crap, and I still went. And people always say, like, even like bodybuilders, weightlifters, whatever you want to call them, they say, not every day you're going to have a great lifting day. It's just the fact that you go there and you give it all that you have, is what matters. And so I've learned that throughout my, time being in the gym. But that goes to say that, the gym has been literally my escape. And you guys have probably like heard that like a million times, that like, oh, of course, it's just physical activity and this and that. Like, you're just saying that because everybody else says that. No, like, I am being completely honest. Like, for me, it's been more like I'm going there and I'm focusing. At first, it was like I was doing my workout, but I was still thinking about how I was feeling. And I was watching how I was feeling so that I didn't do too much. And I would still get in my head like, oh no, like stop doing that, like you're not there. You need to stop thinking about how you're feeling, sidetrack yourself. Until I finally got to a point where like I was comfortable with being in the gym again and what I was doing, and I could actually, go longer. But yeah, I went and I would just focus exactly on what I was doing, whether it was like chest day, arm day, shoulders, back, and I would just focus on that workout. I would focus on that muscle, like specifically. I would erase everything that I got throughout my day, what tomorrow was going to happen. Like I would not think about what I was going to do even after the gym. And that helped. That honestly helped. It's like all my problems, all my worries went away. My body felt better. I felt like, it's like when you sweat, you're like releasing off like a chemical, all that testosterone, whatever it's called. I'm not a doctor or like scientist, whatever, but it's just like releasing sort of like happiness, like a pleasure. And so I felt like, okay, like I actually did something today that was like motivating, and it took me away of like all my fears, like my struggles, things that we as adults, deal with in our life, like whether it's like bills, a relationship, our family, ourselves, school, work, whatever it may be, especially now, with the world that we're living in, it's crazy, it's hectic. So the gym has definitely been that like eye-opening thing for me that has got me to a point where like I've been able to somewhat control these new things that I'm going through. I have my days. I have bad days, of course, and we all have bad days. But it's definitely 10 times better. Obviously, because I'm active, I'm able to go out, I'm able to function, I'm able to, go to social gatherings, whatever it may be. Like, before I wasn't able to do that, like, I didn't even want to leave the house. And that doesn't mean, like, I don't have my days. I do have my days. But, a lot of those times it's just like I'm just tired, you know, like I'm overworking myself and I'm just tired. I just don't want to leave. Doesn't mean like I can't, because like I'm pushing myself. I'm telling myself, well, Brendan, if you don't go and do this, if you don't push yourself, then you're just gonna feel like crap. And do you really want to feel like crap? No. Like I got to a point where like I felt so bad. I never wanted to feel like that ever again. Like it's a feeling that I don't think anybody ever should go through. Like you can't describe it. Like the only way for me to describe it is like it's like feeling like dying but not dying, which I don't really know what that feels like, because obviously I'm not dead, and no one really knows what it feels like to die, because when you die, you just die. It's not like you're gonna feel, I don't know, you know, it's kind of a weird concept. But anyways, I made this video because the gym is not just because, oh, I want to be like this fitness person. Oh, I want to like just go out there and, you know, be a trainer, you know, be like an influencer or whatever, like a video, you know, maker or whatever. No, that's not the reason. I'm doing it because it's helping me not only one, be a better person, two, have better physical, having a better physical life, like healthy life, but because it's something that I love to do, for one, and it's also to show other people out there that might be going through the same thing. And it might not be anxiety. Maybe it's just like you're not happy with yourself, you know, your physical appearance. Maybe you have been wanting to go to the gym and you just don't know where to start or where to begin or what to do. Like, and I've been there and everything. Or you're just like, you're not really good with social gatherings, and you just feel awkward going to the gym because you think you're gonna be judged, you know. I would tell you right now that people that are at the gym, and if they judge you by how you're working out or whatever, like screw them. Like they're the ones that like have an issue, because at one point in their life they were in your shoes, and for them to like judge you is like saying, I don't know, it's like being a hypocrite, because like everybody starts somewhere, you know. But even right now, like I can't even go to the gym, you know, with Corona and everything, the gym's being closed. I have to work out at home, and so I'm still doing what I can to get that workout in, because I know that like if I don't do it, like I'm not gonna feel good. You know, I'm gonna whatever, like I'm gonna go to work, I'm just gonna go through my day, and I'm gonna think about all this other stuff, all this bull crap that's going on, like, and I'm just gonna make myself more anxious, and I'm gonna be in my thoughts, and I'm just gonna feel bad inside my own skin. So whatever it may be that you're dealing with right now or have dealt with, there are always things that you can do that will, you know, help you overcome that. And so the gym, working out, has helped me overcome that, or it is helping me overcome that. I'm not fully there, and I know I'm never gonna be 100%, but I'm definitely better than I was 6 months ago. And I'm finally at a place where, like, you know, I can actually say that I'm happy. Like I'm not as stressed. Like, you know, I'm doing what I think that I should be doing, what I know that I should be doing, personally, for my own growth, mental, physical, and emotional. And I just want to encourage all of you that, you know, anything is possible if you set your mind to it. Like, you know, the world is a big place, and there's a lot of people out there that are gonna hate, and they're gonna bring you down, and they're gonna judge you and whatnot. But, you know, in reality, like, obviously they have something going on in their life that they're not satisfied with, or they're just too stuck up and jealous or something, you know. Like, the world is still gonna keep going, and I'm not gonna get any younger, and you know, I'm not gonna sit around and like, you know, hate on somebody just because of whatever reason. Like, my life's still gonna go, and I have to stay focused, because the world, again, is not getting any easier. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, you know, I appreciate all of you, the ones that actually, you know, are supporting me, the ones that are actually watching my videos. Like, I don't even care if no one watches my videos. At the end of the day, like that does not, you know, define who I am. I just put that out there just to, like, you know, one, just for me, like, cause I like doing it. You know, I'm learning too along the way, just with like editing and just how YouTube works. Cause I like to learn all types of things. You know, I like to expand my mind, but I really do appreciate the ones that, you know, actually, like, you know, send me comments, whether it's through DMs or on the videos, and stuff. Like, I do it from the bottom of my heart. Like, I appreciate that. And there's a lot of things that I want to do, and like, I'm gonna, you know, keep working at. And I hope that you guys still, you know, stick around to see this journey, because the journey is not over yet. You know, I have way more to come, and I want to share it with whoever I can share it with. So thank you guys for listening to this. You know, stay strong, whatever it may be that you're going through right now, or you might go through down the road. Like, just know that you are worth it. And yeah, just stay healthy, stay blessed, and, you know, tell somebody, you know, that you love them or whatever. Have a good, happy holidays, you know, Merry Christmas. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.